Okay, I have a Polaris Phoenix. It's a 2005. I'm going to show you how to change the oil in it. There's also something called a Polaris Sawtooth that's got the same motor. I'm assuming it's the same. Don't know that it's the same. There's your Polaris part number. It's 2520724. A lot of people also use this Hiflo. It's HF 197 is the part number for that. So first thing, of course, there's your oil level. We'll use that later when we're filling it up. That bottom notch is the low level. It's labeled there for you. And then there's a high level. You don't want to overflow this thing, or you don't want to overfill this thing, because what happens is that pumps a bunch of air into the oil, and then it's like your engine's not getting enough oil. So don't go above that full line. Also, make sure your four-wheeler's on a nice flat surface, because when you're checking the level, because you can easily tilt this machine just a few degrees and throw that level off quite a bit. There's your oil volume, 1.2 liters. But anyway, here's the part you're probably looking for, is where is that nut at? It's in this largest slot in the plate underneath. There it is. There's where you drain it. And when we pop this plug out, there's going to be a screen in there as well, and a spring. So you got to be a little careful how you take this out. Generally, you don't want to be doing this over gravel or in the grass, because there's a lot of stuff that pops out besides that plug. That plug is a 17 millimeter. I'm just checking my socket here to make sure. 17 millimeter. So we're going to pull that out, and I'll show you what's on the inside of that plug here. So here's what that oil drain plug looks like. You can see the screen and a little flat washer there to seal it, and then this spring. A lot of times this spring and or the screen will stick in there, and so you'll have to pull that out later. You can see there is a little bit of stuff in there. This had some metal shavings in it from a stator that had gotten worn out, and a starter clutch that had worn out in there. So clean that out. We'll probably use some brake parts cleaner to clean that screen, get it nice and dry before we reinstall it. But the reinstallation can be kind of difficult, and you can easily cross thread it. And remember, it goes in at an angle, so try to make a mental note of what angle you pulled that thing out at, and try and repeat that when you put this thing back in. Something else I wanted to say about this before I take this filter off is this spring has a more narrow bottom to it. In case all this stuff comes apart when you pull it out of there, that more narrow part goes into the plug. Then your screen goes like that. So there you go. We're going to pull this filter off now while it's still draining. That's a great big notch there. Something I found that fits really well is the side of my my ratchet. I probably need two hands to force it in there to turn this thing, but we can pull it out with the side of something big like that, if you don't have a normal filter wrench, of course. So that old filter was on there pretty stubborn. I ended up having to use channel locks to get it out. Bent it up pretty good. Nice thing about these Hiflos is they have a spot for a socket, so it's a lot easier to get off. This also happens to be 17 millimeter on this one. I'm going to pour oil into this and fill it all the way up to the top one time, and so I can soak that filter media with oil. I don't top it off later, because if I top it off later, and I have to, since I can't install it vertically, since I have to install it horizontally, it'll leak a bunch of oil out. But I found with these filters, if you fill it up to the top one time and let it sit for a little bit, all that will soak into the filter media and doesn't drain out. So I'll soak that filter media with oil, install it. You want to clean this surface up here, just take a paper towel and clean that off, make sure there's no dust particles left, and then oil that ring, and then reinstall it, and then we'll top the oil off. I'll come back to you for that part. Here's what I'm talking about soaking that filter, and that ring on this Hiflo is actually already pre-oiled, pre-lubed. So I topped it off. You can see where it came up to the top there of the oil one time, and it's already soaked all the way in. So that won't drain out. So we're going to reinstall this filter, reinstall that plug, being careful to watch the angle that we install it at, and then we're ready to fill it. Filter's on, drain plug is back in. Got to remove this cap. Great big screwdriver for it. We're going to use a funnel. You can see there's not much room there, so you're going to have to pour it in real slowly. And I'm not going to have a free hand to film, so I'm going to do this off camera, but I'm going to hold the funnel and pour it in while I watch that. Now, I'm going to run it all the way up to the top line because that filter is still going to have to fill up, and we might have to top it off after running it a little bit later. So you can see we got it pretty close to the full line. I'm going to put that cap back in, run it for a little bit, and then we'll top it off. So we ran it for a little bit. You can see that oil level did drop some. So I got my plug out, and we're going to top it back off. Something I forgot to mention is that that oil fill plug, when you tighten it up, don't go super tight with it because them things are hard to get out of there, and you'll end up stripping it the next time you got to take it out. So get it tight, but don't go super tight with that guy. And something else, because I was doing other work on this, I already had this plastic foot panel removed. You don't have to remove that to change your oil. Just thought I should mention that. That's it. Thanks for watching. I hope this was helpful for you.